Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on the Bentley Enlarged T. Guys, I'm back round at Dave Patrick's. Don't get your hopes up just yet, but he has, I've been making a few calls, he's made a few calls. Sorry, I'm not outside today because there's quite a few people wandering around. And I actually spoke to Nick at ZipTech. Guys, he said, drop the original ECU off with the new ECU, and he's going to clone the immobiliser data from one over to the other. So I've got a quick trip over to Maidstone, get that dropped off, and then it's just going to be a case of waiting. You can't press him, just like you can't press the auto electricians. He said, Rob, as soon as I get 5 minutes, I'll get it done for you. So I'm going to go and drop them off, guys, and we'll be back as soon as that comes back. Guys, I get so excited about this car every time. It's like this massive jigsaw puzzle, and every time a little bit more piece of it slots into place, I just get so excited. I forgot to even cut in. So I dropped those ECUs over to Nick at ZipTech, whatever he's called. Guys, I'm going to put his link in the description. Does remapping and BCM clones, ECU clones, all that sort of thing, and he's in Maidstone in Kent, so his link's in the description. I dropped those off there, and a couple of days later now he's actually texted me saying ECUs are ready to collect with the price, come and get them. So I was actually meant to do this cutting, but I've just whipped straight over there, guys. Got the ECU back, nothing wrong with it. Gonna drop it round Daryl Patrick's. Never turn up without a cold drink for them, so I've got my cold drink, and fingers crossed, I know they're going to be busy, but we'll see if he can plug it in and see if it'll run and stay running. There's still quite a lot to do to that. Anyway, let's stop talking about it. Let's get it round now and give it to them. So guys, I've done it again. I've not put it on them, but I've asked kindly if we can get that ECU plugged in just to make sure that it is running. By no means, in the last video, there was a lot of comments saying, what about this, what about... By no means is this over, but there's all the tests they couldn't perform without this ECU. So he's going to put that ECU in there, hopefully it stays running. We know the immobiliser's done, the immobiliser light will go out. Then it is going to stay here again for another couple of days, just to try and go through and check everything they couldn't check why the ECU wasn't on it. And the wipers, quite a lot of people said in that last video, go on Aidan, you can chuck that in, mate. Quite a lot of people said, oh, the wipers are going because it's raining, it's got a sensor on it, but that wasn't the case. It wasn't actually raining when we first turned it on, so they've been going come sunshine or rain. There's the key there, mate. Fingers crossed, guys. Hopefully another part of the puzzle solved. Yeah, the wipers are going now, guys, and it's beautiful sunshine. That's more like it. That's so... You're going to leave it running? No, that is so beautiful to hear that running. Has any faults come up on the dash? Loads, because that ECU's been out again, but guys, listen to that. So nice to hear it finally running. Beautiful. And those wipers, I mean, that's the washers going, is it?
Yeah, I've just done that anyway, but...
They're not turning their salves off though, are they?
They've gone off now, but I think they're stuck on intermittent at the moment.
But this is something, now this got the ECU, now it's running, nothing is a challenge, is it? Because, well, I'll say that, you can now run all of your tests. Yeah. A lot of people was worried about the BCM. Now, straight away, when you plugged it in last time, it had a shed load of faults, but what we got to remember is, we now know this car had been reverse polarityed, so there is loads of stuff for these guys to check out. And
it still could possibly, it still could have other issues. Like I said, it could be a BCM, but you know, there's no point jumping to conclusions.
I mean, just while we're here, Aidan, just check a few things for me. Horn, you've checked the washers, check the indicators. indicators are going.
Well,
only one of them's going.
Might have a bulb out.
Yeah.
So, but the trouble is that might be because of the bonnet's open. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. So there is. God, isn't that gone quiet? That's gone so quiet.
Well, let it get right up to temperature first before we turn it off, because it hasn't run for so long now.
But all the gauges over there seem to be doing the right thing, don't they? What's that first one there that I can see?
Well, that one there.
That's oil pressure, is it?
Pressure.
Yeah.
Obviously fuel, which is empty.
Right.
Temp, clock, and then obviously you've also got the temperature gauge as well.
God, them wipers are driving me mad just videoing.
It was definitely want to set a wiper blades afterwards.
Yeah. Right, guys, I'm going to leave this with Aidan and Daryl, and they're just going to go through and they're going to give me a ring. I mean, they're trying to squeeze this in between jobs now because I've well overtook my appointment time, haven't I? It's been here for quite some time, so...
It weren't going to be a quick fix either.
No, sometimes it goes like that.
It's right direction.
Right direction, exactly, guys. So we're going to...
It will move under its own steam now, so we can get it inside.
That's right. So we're going to leave it here with these guys and then pick up as soon as it's ready to come back. I think we got lucky there today because I've turned up with that ECU. I've been back here, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
He's just texted me saying, Rob, bring me a can of petrol. I'm doing the Bentley now, so I'm going to go and grab. I'm probably going to have to fill that up for that car.
I hope you can find some.
Yeah, if I can find some. We're going to get some petrol in it, guys. Fingers crossed we can get that car back very, very quickly and continue on the path with it. So let's go. This is a joke, guys, isn't it? And I can still get more in there. It is ridiculous. They're straight back on that Bentley, guys, and I've just went and got them that fuel, dropped it off, come back to the yard, and then Chris reminded me about this because Chris is working on another car. When Kent Autos came round the other day and dropped something off for us, Mark did ask us how much this was, and we said, to be honest with you, the bits for it was quite expensive. The roof doesn't work, and to get the roof working, it's going to cost us a couple of £100, and it's probably only worth about £1,000. So he offered us £100 profit on it, what we paid for it, and we obviously didn't do the numbers on this, guys, but we give £500 for it, and he just offered us £600 for it. So it's never gonna, I mean, we've done a video on it, and it, to be honest, no one was really interested in it. So I'm gonna chuck the jump pack on it, get it running, pull it out, stick it on the truck, and I'm gonna drop that off to him. Maybe he wanted the number plate, I don't know. It's definitely got a value to someone, that, hasn't it? But yeah, I thought I'd integrate that little bit in here because no doubt quite a lot of you are going to notice it missing in a future video and wonder where it's gone. Guys, actually a few days later, and it's looking really promising. I mean, we don't know 100% yet, but this car did have a lot of faults. Airbag, indicators, wipers, and quite a few others as well. So they was able to clear quite a lot of them, and they haven't come back. But the only indicators that would work was side repeaters. None of the other indicators would work on it at all. And it actually turned out it had 4 blown bulbs. So this really, really is looking like 24 volt reverse polarity, I think, rather than 12. Everything's cleared, airbag light, everything seems to be fine. The only thing they're struggling with now is the actual wipers. They will not turn off. So this could still be BCM related. That is right, isn't it? Could be, but most likely a wiper motor. So I have actually pulled the trigger and ordered a wiper motor. It was the only one they had at that breaker's yard for the Rolls Royce and Bentleys. So they're going to try that in there. If that resolves it, perfect. If it doesn't, that can always go back. So we'll be back with an update later today. Guys, we got so lucky with this one. Aidan, you was telling me I got lucky because ultimately, as soon as them indicators didn't work and the wipers, BCM, straight away you said, Rob, honestly, you're going to be lucky to get away with a wiper motor, and we're very, very lucky to get away with the bulbs. But the work here is done. It is completely finished on their end. There's no warning lights. You run lots and lots of live data testing, and everything's working exactly how it should. Yeah,
how it should be. Like I said, it just needs to be used.
It does need to be used, and it's about to be used now. I've chucked my tray plates in it. Let's go and have 4 nice new tyres put on this, and hopefully today as well, get it in for an MOT. I made it, guys. 4 new tyres just about to go on, and I think these are probably going to be the most expensive tyres I've ever bought. It's such a shame because, let me show you if I can on one of these tyres. I'm not sure that I've shown this before, but it's currently got Pirellis on it. There's a bit of water leaking out there, and you can see all that cracking all over them. It's awful. Let's get 4 new ones put on it. I actually feel quite embarrassed that I even drove this car over here now, guys. I never noticed that. Look how bad that is. I'm quite lucky that didn't blow out. Good job I only went 40 mile an hour on the way over here. 2 there fitted, 2 more to go. Guys, it got so late last night. I was running around all day, and by the time I got back, picked this up and got all the jobs done on it, it was just too late. But check that out. Now running, driving beautifully, 4 new tyres, straight through an MOT. By the time I got there, those brakes had all cleaned up and looked like new. Impressive, Chris, right?
Oh, lovely.
Start it up now. Listen to that purr. He did say it just needs driving, and when I first started driving it, it was a bit of like the brakes, you could hear the rust on the brakes, but by the time I'd got to the tyre shop, I went slow because I knew the tyres were perished, but I've actually put a bit in this video. One of them was split all the way around the tread, and I'm lucky really I didn't get a blowout because this is a very, very heavy car. But I mean, guys, I had it cleaned out inside. It just looks like new again. Now, there is a couple of little tiny bits like that rubber is going to need clipping in, but you can see the reflection now in the glass. Just everything about it. No smoke, it's very, very quiet, and it just looks like new. Chris giving it a little rev there. Mate, road test?
Got to, haven't we?
Yeah.
I've not been in it yet.
Nah, jump over, even sit in the back, I'll chauffeur you. You have to lift it up, the gear stick,
Oh, yeah.
and then just put it back towards you. Yeah, let's jump in it and go for it.
Horsepower is one of those, isn't it?
It's a lot. I think this is similar to that.
Is it really?
I think so, yeah. I need to double check.
Twice the weight, probably.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of horsepower, but it's a lot to pull around, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like sitting in an armchair.
It is, yeah. It's beautiful. Let's take it out for a road test. Guys, this has been a long time coming, hasn't it? Finally got this car done, and unbelievable feeling. It is unbelievable. From that first day when we thought we're going to charge the battery up, find some blown fuses and get this one going again.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
Very wishful thinking, wasn't it? Did you see that, Chris? Just pulling off that slip road, how fast that went to the national speed limit.
Yeah,
And
probably
you don't-
that cost £1 though.
Yeah, and you don't even feel it. This car is so powerful, but so smooth at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said earlier, this is like sitting in an armchair at home.
Yeah. Quiet.
Sorry?
Very quiet.
Yeah,
isn't
very,
it?
very quiet. But it's luxury, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those big thick pile carpets, I've had all them cleaned as well. They're in the boot, but I didn't want to put them in because getting in the yard and then getting in here, it's just going to be all dusty. But so nice to finally be driving this car.
Yeah.
So nice.
Well, it was a big gamble, wasn't
It
it?
was a very big gamble.
But we like a challenge.
We do like a challenge. So, I think that'd do us, Chris, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
A quick little road test. What we
Yeah.
will do is head back to the yard, and what do you say, mate? This is the end of the videos on it, isn't it? Shall we
That's it, yeah.
go back and crunch the numbers,
Yeah,
I suppose?
yeah,
Right, let's
yeah.
do it. So, guys, normally I would sit down here and I would say, here's the most exciting part, the part that you've all been waiting for, but I don't think that's the case in this video, is it, Chris? Because everyone's actually thoroughly enjoyed this, to the point where we was desperate to get it done because I was getting all those comments on the other videos. So here goes the numbers anyway, and it is like a weight off our shoulders now that that car is done running and driving. it was very, very testing. It has been, and we're finally at the end of it now. So we're going to start with what I've actually had to spend, what we've actually had to spend on that car, and the various bits and pieces, where they've been and who we got them from. So the Bentley specialist, after the first video of me and Chris out there working on it, trying to get something out of the car, and we just couldn't get anything. We run through all those tests. So we got the Bentley specialist out with the proper Bentley computer, and to be honest, they plugged it in and went, yeah, no communication with the ECU. And I said, yeah, we know that, you know, we've got the same our end. And they just said, yeah, there's nothing we can help you with there. So that was 150 quid and a complete waste of time, if I'm going to be honest. Dave Patrick's, I've got him down twice here, but the first time he done all of his tests on it, which we completely get. He is the go-to guy for auto electrics, and they had a day on it, 200 quid, just to tell me really what they thought was wrong with it, etc. And of course give me that ECU to send off to AC Tronics. Guys, as you know, I dropped it off there when I popped somewhere else, and they decided that they couldn't repair it, but they wasn't prepared to charge me. They asked if I'd like it back. I said, of course, yes, please. They posted it out and charged me just £18 postage. Westminster Bentley dismantlers. Now this actually come through you guys, subscribers. So many of you told me to reach out to them and see if they got the parts. And I think Daryl found the ECU on eBay, and it was them. And Chris had also found it on there as well. And the chap there said it would normally be a bit more than this, and it was advertised, wasn't it, Chris, for £999? It was. Yeah. And I rang up, paid on my card, and he'd done it for £700 delivered. So again, thank you to Westminster Bentley and dismantlers. City Tech, I'm sure that's how you spell this guy's name, Cittech, cloning on the ECU, £150. Guys, I'll put his link in the description. Does remapping and all the BCM ECU cloning, etc. Wiper motor, definitely the most expensive wiper motor I've ever bought in the world, £180. But as we know, it solved that issue, and that is exactly what we wanted. Dave Patrick, second visit. So after we got the ECU, the car was running perfect. I said, can you go through and make sure everything's working? And they did. And he done all live data tests on everything, because we didn't want that car to come back with one fault, because that meant that there was still a possibility that there could be a spiked BCM, and we didn't want that. So of course they had another day on it, more than a day I think, and that was £250. The tyres were at £165 each, not a spike for was actually first fault. So that was £660. MOT was £40. The valet was £30. Fuel, you know, I put £30 in a can. And the car, we've got a return, and we've put it in every video. Chris, have you put that in there? You have, haven't you? £30,000. So we are going to ask for that car £35,000. Now I know in the last video some people said that's not worth £30,000, but guys, if you actually research and look that car up, it is a Bentley Enlarged T, and it is a Mulliner. They didn't do a better model. That car is fully loaded. It is a one owner car from new, and it is genuine 19,000 miles, and it has got full service history up to the point where it was parked. So we're going to ask £35,000, giving us a pre-tax profit of £2,592. And I think we earn every single penny of that, and some, if I'm being honest. And we're hoping that we haven't forgot anything off this list, because we do keep a note of everything, but this has happened over 4 months. And like this video, you'll think, someone will say it's been talking all the way through, but I've had to explain what's going on because we haven't actually been working on it and everything's been happening in the background. And Chris has actually put down here in the bottom of the numbers, and I forgot to read it out there, a national debt in man hours. And it sure was, Chris, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We spent so much time on that car, and Daryl and Aidan have spent a lot of time on it as well. And I will quickly
But sorry to interrupt, but not just on the car, also
research
and looking stuff up,
Yeah.
and reading stuff online.
the research
Yeah,
took a long time in
quite
itself.
of it,
Yeah. I mean, Daryl told me when I went down there, he had to download the wiring diagram for it, and it was something like 5,000 pages. And he was, you know, he had to scroll through a lot of that so that he knew where things went, so that he could check things, because we had that no live to the ECU at one point. They resolved that. I am going to say, someone put it in the last comments, I always say Daryl and Aidan, and it's called Dave Patrick's. Now that Auto Electricians has been going as far back as I can remember, when they used to run in a garage in a house. And that was Dave, and Dave's no longer with us, unfortunately, but Daryl is his son who took over the business, and Aidan is Daryl's son, who is obviously going to eventually take over the business. So guys, I know you're going to put it in the comment section down below. I am going to list that car the same day this video goes out. We're not sure when we're putting it out yet, but I will be listing that car just to give anybody that was interested in it the opportunity to buy it. It is £35,000, and to be honest, it's not really negotiable. So that is the end of the video, and thankfully, the end of the series on the Bentley Enlarge. It has been brilliant. Your comments have been brilliant. Everyone got involved, and everyone wanted more videos on that. It's finally nice to see an end in sight on that vehicle. So comments down below, thumbs up if you enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and reach out to us if you got something for sale, and always leave your contact number. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you very soon in the next one.